So in this video, I'm going to talk about what are some of what I think are the big problems with the kind of classic sort of bro splits way of working out in the gym. And I'm going to offer you my alternative, so what I do instead of that, and why it's much better. So I'm going to start off by sort of making a wider point, which is I think it's very easy in the gym to have kind of go in with certain things in mind. You know, most people, they go into the gym because for a few reasons. One, they want to be healthy generally, right? And often they go to the gym and they get quite a good feeling from it. You know, they feel better if they've exercised, if they've gone to the gym. Then there's the kind of tertiary thing of like how it changes your life and your physique. You know, so most people, they'll want to be stronger, or they'll want to build more muscle, or some kind of combination of the two, or something similar, you know. And so this is why they get into the gym, and the gym seems to serve all of those things quite well. But the trouble is, I think you can end up getting, you know, very sort of bogged down in gym culture and the sort of philosophy behind a lot of gym culture, and you stop getting these things out of it, or at least certainly the first two things, you stop getting these things out of the gym anymore. And there are a variety of reasons for this. The most obvious one that everyone always talks about is the foods. You know, the whole sort of philosophy of calories in, calories out can build you muscle, sure, but it won't necessarily mean you're eating healthily and as a result feeling good. And then so that's the one that people always talk about. But there's a separate thing in just the way that you work out when you're in the gym itself that I think is not very conducive to a lot of the aims of going to the gym. Because I think unless you're a really serious bodybuilder, unless you're really about building muscle in a very particular way, the sort of classic bro splits way of working out is a bit sort of ineffective. Okay, so why is it ineffective? Well, the first thing that I would say, and this sounds stupid to say, but just hear me out. The first thing is that there's a lot of waiting around, you know, and for like muscle protein synthesis and whatever, you know, to exercise your muscles to the maximum degree, like this is good. You want to be taking rest breaks while you're working out, and often quite long rest breaks, you know, like up to 5 minutes of rest. And then when you go back to do a workout, you're really, when you're doing another set, you're like really pushing to that final rep, and then you're resting again. And like I say, if you're really about working out to increase muscle growth and stuff like that, and you're really doing that exercise with a lot of intention, that can work. That works really well, you know, and you can get a good workout out of it. But the trouble is, I think, unless that's you, I think it's not good to be waiting around a lot while you're working out, and I think you want to avoid it really at all costs. And you know, because I used to do this kind of working out of like, you know, do one set and then rest, then another set and then rest. And you know, the truth is I did want to get stronger, I did want to build more muscle, but I found that ultimately the real reason why I wanted to go to the gym was because it had this really powerful effects on me, on my moods, and on how I was feeling. You know, before I went to the gym, I was addicted to smoking, and it was a real problem. And I started going to the gym, and I just stopped because I felt good. while I was working out. And what I realised was this was ultimately the feeling I got from working out was more important to me than whether I was necessarily building muscle. Of course I wanted to build muscle and get stronger and stuff, but if that was coming at sacrificing my gains, sacrificing my sort of feeling good after the session, then there wasn't that much point in going. So anyway, this is the kind of conclusion I realised, and I wanted to start working out in a more, in just a better way, a way that was more sort of in touch with my, that made me feel good. And, what I realised is this classic way of working out that most people do, where you have a rest break and then, whatever, you just feel like a pussy doing it. Like, especially towards the end of when I was doing it, it's just like I'm here in a place where I'm meant to exercise. I'm meant to be moving my body, and I've driven to the gym. I've got change. I put my stuff away in a locker. I've paid for parking. I've got the discount code, whatever. I'm in the gym now. I'm paying to be in the gym, and again, this sounds silly, but I'm sitting down and waiting, and again, this sounds stupid, but I'm not even sweating. And I just thought, how is this really the best use of my time? And like I say, if you really want to focus on muscle growth, don't take this advice. But I just think the majority of people, they just want to go to the gym to get that rush, to feel good, and to be switched on. And if this is you, then the thing you want to do is not really like the bro split workouts. You want to do something that, frankly, takes less time. You want to do just a high intensity sort of CrossFit workout. And it's funny because I've got there's a kind of bad reputation about CrossFit, and frankly, I get it. I think CrossFit is a bit cringe and whatever. But I do think you want to do sort of high intensity workouts that are akin to CrossFit, where it's very high energy, you're doing compound movements, and there's a sort of time limit, so you've got to get stuff done in lots of time. And you're still challenging yourself, you're still lifting heavy, so you're going to still make gains, you're going to still do all of that, but there's a big focus on speed and just getting it done as quickly as possible. And because that's the other thing I thought about the gym is, let's say you got work at 9 o'clock, and you go to the gym and you're working out. It takes getting there takes about half an hour, let's say, or 20 minutes. You put your stuff away, it's another 10 minutes, and then you're working out in there, factor in all the rest breaks. You're there for about an hour. And then to walk out after an hour of exercise and not feeling really good about it, I just think it's ridiculous. Meanwhile, you could do a sort of CrossFit exercise and just feel absolutely amazing afterwards. I do this CrossFit exercise at the moment that we'll get to. And after it, I honestly feel I just feel like how a man is meant to feel. I just feel good. After I do it, and it just forces you out of your shell if you do this kind of workout a bit more. And suddenly I'm holding eye contact with people. I'm walking around. I've got a lot of energy out of it. It sort of raises my frequency. I feel like so many bodybuilding workouts, they just lower your frequency down to a sort of smaller level. So yeah, I would recommend you do sort of CrossFit exercises. If your priority, really, just have a think about why you're going to the gym, but if your priority is probably just feeling good while you're there, and like, if that is you, then focus on that. And the thing that I use is just the Adonis workout, which, I mean, the name's a bit cringe, but it's this one that Hamza has in his like in a new video that he talks about, and you can just go look it up. But it's basically just sort of a bunch of dumbbell exercises and a lot of core workout, and you're meant to do it all in like 45 minutes. And so there's a speed component, but also you're doing like the best exercises for your body, you know, like swings and squats and stuff like that. So you're not really compromising on working out your muscle, basically. And yeah, it's really good.